Hey everyone, welcome to our podcast, Rich in Love. I'm Jake Maddock, and of course, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Mrs. Maddock. I'm a relationship coach and I've successfully helped thousands of people attract their ideal partner. Today, we're going to be talking about the online experience. So many of my clients come in with horror stories or failed attempts. So I want to give you the secrets to unlocking the potential of a really good dating profile. I encourage all you guys, all your viewers to subscribe to the channel, comment below, tell me your stories. What do you learn? What's your pitfalls? Where do you think you're struggling? What's your worst date? What's your best date? Contribute to the discussion, guys. Put your comments in. I'd love to read it. Love to see where you're at. I want to help as many of you guys achieve a 10 out of 10 as possible. So if you really need help, book in a free call with me. We'll have a chat. I'll really help you out. So, Mrs. Maddock, what do you think about online dating?
In my experience, online dating is a great tool to achieve and find your ideal partner.
Amazing. Why do you think so many people hate it?
I think they're not using it for what it is. It's a tool. They don't look at it as a tool or a thing to help them achieve it.
They don't have a right goal in mind.
They're viewing it as, I'm talking to these people, one of these people is going to be like my husband or whatever your goal is. But that's not the way that you should be looking at it. You should be looking at it as a tool to create and have fun experiences. And along with that, and on that journey, you find your 10 out of 10. You find your ideal partner.
Yeah, online dating is not for finding your ideal partner directly, okay? What I say online dating is for is to get high-value dates. And then if you like the person, you go on another date, another date, another date, and then you're a couple. But the first point is just to get a date.
And what do we say the 4 parts of a date are? Like the 4 main things that you're trying to achieve on a date.
So you want to build attraction, embrace masculine and feminine energy, have fun, and make memories.
Yeah. And then if you do that correctly, if that is your goal, then down the track, you go on a number of dates, you're going to find your ideal partner.
Very true. Do you think you have to have a perfect profile to get really good matches and stuff?
No, I didn't.
You did not. Mrs. Maddock profile.
I didn't have a Jake Maddock.
No, her profile was not very good. But it was good enough that to make us start talking, and then the conversation was amazing. So then it was very easy to get on the date. So the profile just has to be good enough just to get conversations happening. Then after that, you can use personality, phone calls, FaceTimes anyway.
100%.
What do you think some good, important parts of a online dating profile are?
How it's making people feel. So a lot of women especially think men just want them for their bodies and stuff. So that's what they portray on their dating profile when it's not. It actually comes across quite cold. So it's the way that your profile makes you feel. Does it make you feel warm and bubbly and joyous and fun, or does it make you feel just cold and calculated?
Yeah. I build a lot of people's profiles every day. So I pick all their photos, I write their bio, show them how to communicate. I always pick photos which are very warm and alluring, like they make you feel warm. Not sexy, not sexual, but warm. That's what you're looking for, which is mostly in the face, so you look really happy and alluring, basically.
Joyous,
yeah. It makes you appear feminine and far more attractive.
I think the other thing people struggle with in it is the communication side of it.
Yeah.
Not many people are kind of interesting.
A lot of people go into online dating conversations like they've never had a conversation before.
Yeah.
Like, hey, how are you?
I am good. How was your day? I am a robot. Meep meep.
Have a normal conversation. It should be pretty easy.
100%.
They overthink it, I think.
100%.
And also some people are just boring. So they don't have a life.
True.
They don't do any hobbies. They don't have anything interesting happening. So they're just boring individuals. You got to become a good conversationalist. It's really important to have some type of, at least a little bit of charisma, just a little bit, something interesting going on.
What I find good is curiosity questions, abstract, fun questions to get the conversation going and starting to roll.
Yeah.
Get the other person thinking creatively as well.
Yeah. Don't say, hi, how are you? It's a total waste.
Don't open an online dating conversation. Say, hi, how are you? That's boring as shit.
Yeah.
Find something fun to say.
Yeah, 100%. Something fun. What is a curiosity question? Can you think of one?
The one that always comes to my mind is the one that you asked me. And that's, if you could have any 2 superpowers in the world, what would they be?
Yeah, it's a good curiosity question. It makes the conversation more enjoyable. So have a good curiosity question, one that you want to answer yourself as well. Ask that one and get the conversation rolling.
Would you own a unicorn or a dragon?
Probably a dragon. Why so many women have a very negative mindset about online dating. So many say all the time, oh, well, every guy on there just wants to hook up. They don't want relationships. They have a very negative view around intimacy and sex in general. Here's the thing, though. You got to ask yourself, would your ideal partner want to sleep with you? Of course they do. So if a guy says he wants to sleep with you, you probably shouldn't really be very offended, really.
It's also a sign of attraction. He thinks that you're attractive.
100%. It's a sign of very high attraction, so you should be very happy about it.
Like, as long as they're not fixating on it and that's all your conversation's about.
Yeah.
If your conversation varies between multiple topics, you're good. But if they're just fixated on that one thing.
So it's important for women to flirt on online dating, but a lot of very shy about flirting. They feel bad about it.
The good thing with online dating is the only fear that you have with it is coming from you.
Yeah.
Right? So you just kind of got to be brave. And because if you flirt with someone and they don't like it, you're not going to meet them. So, practice it. Use it as a tool to practice as well and practice overcoming your fears and utilize it for that. Like if you're a bad conversationalist, use it as practicing to have a conversation with someone. If you don't think that you're very good at flirting, use it to practice flirting because nothing's going to happen. Like realistically, nothing is going to happen. No one's going to find out that you screwed up trying to flirt. And this guy was like, what the hell? And like unmatched you.
Put on the newspaper.
No one's going to know about it because your dating experience isn't public knowledge, nor should it shouldn't be.
No.
You
definitely need to practice flirting.
I think you need to practice and don't be afraid of it. I think a lot of people are afraid of flirting because they think it's going to cause negative repercussions for them, but it's not.
Flirting is always positive and it's fun, makes the conversation more enjoyable, builds attraction, makes the other person like you more. Definitely flirt all the time.
I think the other thing is they don't know how, which little tip, emojis are really good for it.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to flirt, just chuck in emojis.
It doesn't need to be super crazy or anything really
or like
thought
explicit
out.
Or anything. It's just like little.
It's playful,
cute,
it's joyous,
playful.
Yep. Fun.
Connotations on a sentence.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Easy. How fast do you think someone should jump off the dating app and like swap numbers and all that sort of jazz?
Well, it's up to you on how the conversation's going, I guess, but pretty fast. If your attraction to them is pretty high and you want to get on a date, first day or two, I'd jump off.
I think so.
But if you're not really interested in the conversation and you're like, meh, then
don't do it, yeah.
Don't do it. Why do you think that conversations between people fizzle out?
Probably because I lack compatibility. So when you meet your ideal partner, the compatibility is really, really strong. So you can talk and talk and talk and it's really smooth. Me and Mrs. Maddock, before we actually met, we talked heaps every day for 2 weeks solid, just talking all the time because compatibility is so high, so the conversation's so smooth. So talk a lot and don't play any games. People don't like games. I know some people encourage to play games don't text back too fast, take your time, don't be too available, blah, blah, blah. High value people don't like that. They like to be responded to straight away.
What would you recommend for it to not fizzle out?
More flirting. Keep the conversation rolling. Don't let it lull. Keep the conversation rolling and try to be interesting.
It builds the desire for them to want to continue talking to you.
100%.
Because they're like, this is super fun. I want to keep doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Humans love fun.
Some people you just can't, it's going to be really hard to have a conversation with. If it's too hard, just go.
Your ideal partner is going to meet you on the same level along everything. So communication level, affection level, everything. They're going to meet you roughly where you are on that level, on that scale. So if they're not there, then it's not your person, and it was a great experience and you learn heaps of things and take it for what it is. Awesome, I had a great time, but not my ideal partner. So next. What do you think about a wide net compared to a more selective net?
So casting a very wide net's very smart. So say you have a huge funnel of people coming in the top and there's 10,000 matches that you have. And then you may talk to 1,000 of those people. And then from those 1,000, you might do a phone call with 100. Then out of that 100, you go on a first date with 20. Then out of the first dates of 20 first dates, you might go on 5 second dates. And then out of those 5 second dates, you might have 2 third dates. And then your ideal partner will be that one right at the bottom, basically.
Yeah.
So the more people at the top, the more you have to choose from for that one last person.
And what happens if you're more selective and narrow-minded about it?
Then there's not going to be anything that gets through the end of the funnel. So some people are really selective. So girls, sometimes they get into the mindset of no, 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 and they just swipe no like 100 times in a row. There's nothing on in the top. Nothing's going to come out of the bottom. Put heaps on the top. Don't be picky about what goes on the top of the funnel. What comes out the bottom is your ideal partner. But what goes on the top doesn't matter.
I usually recommend to swipe on like a 6 and above. So that's bringing that huge volume in.
If they look okay, swipe yes.
You're also mitigating that fact that they might just be terrible at creating a profile.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have someone there helping them do that.
No.
So you're mitigating that too, and you're taking that chance out. What would you say about perception if you go on multiple or like hundreds of dates? I
don't think anyone would know. So if you went out on a date every Friday night and every Saturday night for a year, and you went on 100 dates, I don't think anyone would know unless you were telling people you're doing it.
If you are concerned about that and you're self-conscious of that, there's heaps of mindset work that you've got to be doing.
100%.
Your mindset isn't there and it's not ready for it. Like at the end of the day, who cares?
High-value, successful people don't care what other people's opinions are very much.
Don't care what other people think because it's not their life, it's your life. And you're in control of your thoughts and your life and what you experience. And that's up to no one else to decide.
So true. Say someone's on online dating, they're not getting any matches. What should they do? They're getting frustrated, they're not getting any matches.
From a personal experience, this is how I would tackle it, right? So I would step back a little bit because if you're not getting any matches, you're not swiping on enough. First things first. And if you're not getting any matches, I would go straight to what's your mindset like? Okay. Usually what happens with our clients is when they start to get discouraged and stuff, their mind is controlling that. They're having negative, intrusive thoughts. So I go, okay, no worries. Let's pop a hold on that. Where's your mindset at? Because 9 times out of 10, it's their mindset that's preventing it from happening. So we work a little bit on the mindset again, get that boosted up, and then they get back on and they start swiping. And I'm like, cool. Now we swipe on like 80%, you know? So it's a numbers game. People got to remember that it's a numbers game. It's a volume.
You got to make sure your settings are good too. Some people have they want to find a guy who's 40 or 41. You're like, nah, you want a pretty big age. But
100%.
So say, for example, you're a 50-year-old woman. Say your age bracket from 42 up to 60. Like an age bracket of 20 years, you're going to get a lot of people. And a big radius, 200 miles, 200 K is like a pretty big radius of people.
What do you say about the people who go, that's too old for me. I don't want to date a guy, blah, 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 blah.
Look, Brad Pitt and George Clooney are getting pretty old. They still look pretty good. So be open to the possibilities.
Yeah.
You never know.
Might find Brad Pitt on there, girls.
You never know.
Watch out. How often do you think people should like update their profiles?
Maybe every 60 days, every 2 months. Swap the photos around, add a few more, take a few off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What does that do?
The algorithm will send you more matches and you look like a new person as well on dating apps. Change that main profile photo so it looks like a new person. Fresh.
In 60 days, you might have lost 10 kilos.
That's right. Hopefully.
That's dangerous, so don't do that. Do you think there's a better time of the day or certain days that are better to swipe?
Don't go on dating apps after 9 p.m. Okay? It's not effective. If you go on after 9 p.m., you're just going to get a bunch of booty calls. It's just a waste.
It's not what you're looking for.
No, do it in the daytime. And if you say you're swiping on a Saturday, you'll get some guys asking you on dates for Saturday night, but that's not enough time. Okay? So you want to see at least 48 hours from matching to meeting the person in person, at least 48 hours, ideally more of a week. So you can talk for a week before you actually waste your time going on a date so you can see the compatibility. That
week too, you can do a call, you can do a FaceTime as well. So you see that you're building the attraction in those. So the date, that attraction's already at a very quite high level for the date. A lot of women come to us and they're concerned about going on first dates with like strangers. on the dating apps and they're concerned with the safety aspect of it a little bit, what would you recommend?
Your best safety thing is intuition. So you want to use your intuition. So that's your best defense mechanism. So before you go on a date, do a phone call, do a FaceTime. That's a must before the date. If you do a FaceTime, you should be a good enough judge of character to know whether they're crazy or not. And then before they pick you up, you can get your friend to track your phone. You can take a photo of their license plate. But really, your intuition really is your best thing. You don't need to do a background check, police check. You don't need to do any of that rubbish. That's garbage, okay? Don't go on those Facebook groups where all these women are hating men like, are we dating the same person? That's all toxic and all negative. It'll hinder your success, okay? Don't do that at all. Just use your intuition.
I highly recommend someone tracking your phone and just like you giving them updates. So if I don't message you by like 11 p.m., just have a look where I'm at. Also, if the guy comes to your door and he's like covered in blood,
probably don't.
Unless it's Halloween.
FaceTimes are important, guys. So as you guys know, there's a lot of scammers on online dating. Okay, they'll try to sell you Bitcoin or whatever. Do a FaceTime first. Scammers don't do FaceTimes. They don't do phone calls.
Neither do catfish.
Catfish hate FaceTimes.
Yeah. So if they're open to jumping on a phone call or a FaceTime, do it. That is like your best call, whether they're like a real person.
You have to do a FaceTime.
Not. And if they FaceTime you and phone call you, they're genuine and they're authentic to what they're portraying on the dating app.
Yeah.
Which is a good sign, which is a green flag for you.
100%. Guys, I've coached thousands of people. 99.99% have achieved a 10 out of 10 using online dating. Don't be scared of online dating. You just got to use it properly. We hope you enjoyed this video and subscribe to my channel, guys. Like the video. I love reading some of your online dating stories in the comments. If you need help improving your dating pool, think the water's cold, I'm here to help. If you want personalized help with your profile, book on a call. I'll help you out one-on-one.